Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you all
ma'am.
doing?
Hi.
Good evening. आप बताइए.
Badhiya, badhiya. Okay, is the video clear?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
clear.
ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay, we'll begin by 6:10. And firstly, I'll be introducing you all the things which are there in the kit. What are the replacements for those? And introducing you the tools which I use. If you are a beginner, you'll get to know what kind of tool you should invest into. And all the details after all these will start making the frame. So these two things are basically very important if you are a beginner. If you are into crafting, that's fine. But if you are a beginner, these two are very important. For also because you are, I think most of you are like new to making miniatures. So kind of material to use in making miniatures is important. So we'll begin with that only. I'll mute all your devices, and if you have any query, then you can unmute and ask. I know many of you might not have received the kit. It either must be in transit or you have enrolled late, so your kits are still in transit or have not been dispatched yet, but you'll get them soon. And in case if you like face any issues later, I'm there to help, so don't worry about that. Yes, Trivali is fine. I'll be checking all the messages also. So you can always drop down your query in the chat. Trying to make the frame along with me?
Me.
Me too.
Amrita.
Me as
Okay.
well.
No, I'm not.
Me, of course, Amrita as
Me
well.
as well.
Okay.
I'll be
Okay,
receiving the kit
great.
possibly today or tomorrow. I'll start along.
Sure, Samita.
Srishti, hi. Actually, what do you suggest? Like, we should be doing along with poster.
It's up to you. I'll be giving you a complete time, proper time to complete the things. So it's up to you. Pooja, just when you can't hear me, just drop a message in the group. Sometimes your voice is getting disconnected or it's echoing. Sahaj, is it fine now? Okay. I'll just begin quickly. So in your kits, there will be this one package which has all sorts of different kinds of papers, fabric, printouts, and all the stuff. And the frame inside of which there are other things like glue, super glue, and all that thing. So firstly, I'll open this package. Okay, extra stuff I've got to show you. Let me just keep them aside first. Okay, so these are the things which are basically in the paper package. So there are this printout. These are random book covers. I've downloaded them from Google and printed them out. The dimensions and everything will be there, so don't worry about that. How to take the size of the book, how to take the print size of these printouts. You don't have to worry about this. We'll be doing it on the last day after the frame is read. There is this printout and it is done on a sticker sheet. So there is a backing on the side and it's a sticker sheet. The reason for a sheet and not a normal photo paper, I'll come to that also. But for now, the books are I always get them printed on a sticker sheet. There's Elements, which has this Netflix logo, a teddy bear, and all frames, magazines, and all that stuff, clock and everything. There must be the photos in your kit. So this is the dummy image in case you have provided me the photos, your photo printouts. And then there is this happy birthday and
And can we
anniversary
use
written, so you
without
can
sticker
use
sheet?
whatever you want. Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to everything. So, okay, so this is happy birthday and anniversary. You can use whatever you want, and there is a remote printout on the bottom. All printout which has like H&M logo and LV logo. These will be used for the bags, shopping bags, and regular printer, and it's printed on that. All other things apart from the book is printed on a matte photo paper. I don't prefer glossy photo for my printouts. I prefer matte photo paper because glossy gives like a lot of shine, and when you're making frames with lights, it shines too much. So it doesn't look good. It's my personal choice. You might find glossy one much better, but I prefer matte. मुस्कान सॉरी द क्लास विल बी इन इंग्लिश कंप्लीटली अगर आपको कुछ भी कहीं पे भी डाउट है तो आप मेरे से हिंदी में पूछ सकते हो आई क्लियर दैट इन हिंदी में रह के
सृष्टि
सो
आप मेरे को बता सकते हैं ये जो मैट शीट है ये कहाँ से हमें मिलेगी
आई विल कम अप टू every introduce all these things then क्या
Okay.
चीज कहाँ से लेनी है I'll be telling you every single detail.
Okay.
So these are photos. This is on sticker sheet and this is normal printer paper. Then we have this fabric, zari fabric, and if you don't have, my dad is into garments manufacturing, so I have easy access to fabrics and laces and all that stuff. So you can always use silver glitter paper or golden glitter paper. Everything is fine. Glitter paper comes in two-way options. Like there are these foams easily available at any stationery shop. And I don't suggest that because uska glitter utarta hai. The glitter comes off very easily, and if you are sticking something on top of it, it like the glue will take the glitter off along with it, and it will fall down with time. So I don't suggest that one, that foam sheet. You can buy premium glitter cardstock and other places. I'll share the links, everything. So yeah, too much interruption in voice. Okay, is my voice not?
It's
बीच
perfect.
में ना
It's clear.
बीच में
No, it is
break
clear.
हो-
There
It
must
is
be
clear.
some. You are facing issues, there must be some network problem where you are. So just try connecting again. And so there is the slurry fabric. And if you don't have this, you can use glitter cardstock, not glitter foam sheet, but glitter cardstock. Then in the kit, I have given you, okay, this red is extra. I've given you white cardstock and black cardstock. Then there is this printout of random print. This for wrapping up the gifts. Again, all the images are downloaded from Google. Just for example, if you want, just look for red and white polka dots in HD, and you'll find good options for that. And again, it is printed on a normal printer paper because we'll be wrapping our. So we need something thin which can fold easily on small objects. Excuse me. Yeah.
Shrishti, can we use real gift wrapping paper instead of this printout?
The prints are too big. If you have something, it will be good to go. If you don't have, you have to get them printed. Because like if you are making a small gift of this size and using big, it won't look nice. So you need something with smaller prints.
Hi,
Okay.
Srishti.
Then yeah.
I just
Yeah.
joined in. So, lots of things that you told. Can you just recap if you have not discussed
I
too
was
much?
just sharing the content of and that's all. So you can watch this in the recording also. It's okay. Then we have marble paper. And again, in your kits, I have given you the one which I purchased from Itsy Bitsy. And those come by the name of floor stickers. Packages like this, build a home floor sticker, and it's from Itsy Bitsy, and they have like 4 designs. 1, 2, 3, and one is that marble one. And this one is printed by my own printer because I like went out of stock on those. So I printed this on my own printer, and it's again good to go. Sticker sheet. All these are sticker sheets. These 4 designs are available on Itsy Bitsy. And then I came across a website in Cartoon, and they have like a huge variety of these flooring paper with stickers. It's an A3 size. This is an A4 size. The pricing is almost the same. They give you 2 sheets in a pack, Itsy Bitsy, and it's for, I guess, 84 rupees. And they give sheet, and it's also around like 80 rupees or 85 rupees, something like that. And plus, if you don't have any query, just keep your devices on mute. And plus, from Encarto, they have huge variety of sticker sheets. Itsy Bitsy had only 4, but they have like huge variety and all sorts of wood prints, all sorts of brick prints, and marble prints, whatnot. So they have like a bundle of these. And this one was my favorite out of those. So this is again a sticker sheet and jags. So if you might find it at any local craft shop also. If you are not like open, you can find it locally also. So these are the floor stickers. This
Srishti,
I'll be using on the floor.
hello.
Yeah.
Providing a link for all of this, right? To purchase.
Yes.
We don't need to note down, right?
No.
Okay, thank you.
This one will be using on the floor, and the marble one will be using on the furniture to give it kind of a like a grip on the furniture. We'll be using the marble one. And these one I bought home just to show you like what sorts of prints are there. There's this wood, then there is this granite if you are like making a kitchen counter or dining table. It looks amazing. And this one also, if you
Excuse
like want something specific of your own, you can always get from Google and get it printed on a sticker sheet. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. मैम एक्चुअली मुझे क्लास ना लीव करनी पड़ेगी तो रिकॉर्डिंग में सब इजीली क्लियर होगा ना?
Yes. Yes. That's all.
ओके ओके थैंक यू मैम ओके
Yeah. Welcome. Okay. Then we have this.
Zoom recording clear नहीं होता वीडियो में.
Please one by one. Okay.
ये जो है ये हम अपने नॉर्मल प्रिंटर से स्टिकर शीट पे प्रिंट कर सकते हैं.
If your printer gives you good quality of photo prints, yes, from your normal
Okay.
printer.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone think something? Okay, now coming to the most important part of making the miniatures is this sunboard. This is sunboard and it is 2 mm thick. It is a sheet which measures 8.5 by 11.5. I buy like big sheets which are by 8 feet. So I just cut them out according to my requirement and on how I can store them. So this is the size which I generally stock and I sell these two. You can find these on Amazon, or if you want it locally, you have to like look for a sunboard with those who things for advertisements. They print like big flexi boards and all that stuff. You can find sunboards with them. And we have which is like 2 mm or 3 mm thick only for our frames. This is used to make all the furnitures inside the frame. All
Hello.
table, the TV unit, the side shelf, we'll be making with the help of these the sunboard. Yeah.
Can you use MDF instead of sunboard?
MDF you won't be able to cut it using a paper knife.
Okay. We have not used sunboard, then what we can
Sorry.
use?
The best option I have found till
Paper
date is
board, then
also there comes this softwood which can be cut using paper knife, but it's kind of costly, a little cheaper on the cheaper side. So this is perfect. You can paint on it, and give variations to your furniture. So it's all good to go.
thank you.
Sunboard, right?
Yeah, sunboard. Also, you might saying it foam board, so don't get confused because of that. Because
Hello, ma'am.
locally they call it foam board here.
एक्सक्यूज मी
Yeah.
मैम ऐसे ही हो सकता है
You can either buy it from me or you can buy it from Amazon.
ओके
Foam board and sun.
Because I like, yeah, foam board and sunboard. I generally call it foam board with my team members because locally name of foam board, but online you'll find it by the name of sunboard.
Both are same or different?
No, they are different.
Okay.
A foam board is basically a foam sheet which is compressed between two layers of paper. So that is a foam board, and this is a sunboard.
ओके मैम मैम ये अवेलेबल जो होगा वो 3 mm
You
का
can
होगा
also use foam board to make the furnitures. 2 or 3 mm. What I'm using is 2 mm.
ओके
Hello, ma'am.
Okay. And yeah.
Hello.
I'm hearing.
Hello.
One moment. Okay, can you hear me now?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just joined because I was late actually, and I want to ask that yesterday I have enrolled only. So kit include all these things?
Yes.
Okay, fine. And when kit?
Okay, please connect with me on WhatsApp for this because like I
Fine.
would be focusing on the class itself for now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next thing in the kit will be these wooden sticks. These are bad, and again you can find them on Amazon or any local shop. These ones were bought locally. The one I used to purchase earlier from Amazon, so I have like these easily with me, and these are like kulfi sticks. So yeah, you can find it very easily anywhere. Now coming to the frame which was there in the kit. So this is the frame we'll be using is 10 by 18 inches. So it is not capturing in the camera right now completely. I'll be lifting the camera up, but for now, let me just open it up.
Ma'am, by 18 inch. Okay.
10 by 18 inches.
Ma'am, the sunboard is 2 mm or 3 mm?
I'm using is 2 mm. You can also use 3 mm, whichever is easily available. Okay. So in your frame package, there will be this one sheet, which is acrylic sheet, and there will be this one black frame. So keep this aside for now. Keep it very safely so that it doesn't get any scratches. It doesn't break on the sides. Just keep it very safely, and we'll be using it the last day. Okay, inside the kit, there will be this one roll which has a black paper. It has a black paper and another paper, which is this. So this will be using on the wall of and what is this? This is basically a normal wallpaper which we use for our homes. So I make a lot of frames. So yeah, I purchase everything in bulk, and for me, big rolls are okay. If you're not okay in investing into big rolls, just go to local wallpaper shop and ask them to give you their old catalogs. Because mostly what happens is someone is into dealing with wallpapers, they will just give away the old wallpaper catalogs to a Raddiwala. So you can take that, and there will be various kinds of prints inside, and you can use that inside your frame. So you can find that option for very cheap. And if you're okay with purchasing rolls, then but you have to like invest into 2 or 3 different kinds of rolls, because you cannot just give one background to all your frames. Also, you can use paper for your frames if you cannot find wallpapers. So pattern papers are good to go, and you can buy pattern papers from any craft store like Bitsy. There are again a lot of sellers on Instagram also. So yeah, pattern paper is good to go. But because our
Ma'am,
frame size is big, yeah.
मैम नेम
Hello,
रिपीट
ma'am.
कर दीजिए कौन सा पेपर है
This is wallpaper.
वॉलपेपर ओके
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
So
The
yeah.
frame I have received is broken from one side. How I can?
Just connect with me after the class.
Okay, ma'am.
Is that wallpaper stickable?
No,
So can we use gift wrap instead of it?
no.
No, we can't use. Okay.
No, because wrapping paper is very thin.
And there
I
are
need
some
a frame to look.
wraps available, right?
Okay, firstly, gift wrapping paper has like some shine to it. So on your walls will not look nice. Most of the gift wrapping papers are thin. So again, they will leave glue marks when you apply glue onto it and stick it to the wall. Prints in that. So we don't want any kind of busy prints on our walls.
Okay.
Because if we are using like a very busy print with geometric patterns and everything, what you're adding in front of it will not be visible. So we
Right.
need the front things, the furniture and the people inside the frame to be, and not the wall to be the main part of it. So we have to use very simple prints, minimal prints like polka dots on paste polka dots, then stripes, dots, everything will do. Just don't use heavy, busy prints inside your frames. So these are the wallpapers. But okay, what I was saying was, so this frame is big. The inside of this is like 16 inches wide, and paper which measures 16 inches. Mostly they come in 12 by 12 size. So for that, again, you have the option of doing with wallpapers. Also, you can give joint in the center, like use 2 sheets of 12 by 12 and give a joint in the center where and the joint with all the stuff in front. Like if we are making a birthday panel over here, I'll prefer to give a joint behind that panel instead of giving it randomly anywhere, so that the joint is not visible on our main part of the frame and it's hidden behind the furniture or the wall panel or whatever we are using. Okay, so yes, you can use 12 by 12 pattern paper and give joints, and then you have to cover it up. Paper again is a good option, but because most of you are beginners, I will not suggest to invest into big rolls. So this is the wallpaper which we'll be using on the walls of our frame. Then there is this black tape, and again we'll keep it aside. This will be required at the time of framing. Then just in your kit package, there must be a thermocol on top of it. Just save it because we'll be making gifts out of it away. And then there is this package. I'll just open it up. Okay, so I have everything over here with me. In your kits, I have given you 6 colors, these pearls. And these we'll be using to make the balloon part. We can also use pom-poms, or we can also use different size of pearl to give it a very nice look. It will also give a very nice look, but we are using same size of beads and colors. You can also use 2 colors. So these are there. I'll be telling you the diameter of these in a while. I'll just open one package and
Srishti, you did not
These-
mention
yeah.
where to get that frame from. Where we'll get that?
this frame.
Yeah.
I sell these.
Oh.
Okay, so this frame is my in-house manufacturing. I sell these because I wasn't able to find a frame for myself anywhere. And with a very good finishing with a light which is like seamlessly hidden behind this profile. And so yeah, I made my own frames and now write your frames. Huge size options of frames. So yeah, you can purchase
Cost
from
क्या
us.
रहेगी?
Also, if you want, I'll be
Ma'am?
sharing it in the group.
ये फ्रेम की कॉस्ट क्या रहेगी अगर आपसे खरीदना हो?
I'll be sharing it in the group. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the frames you can also there is this yeah, I'll come to this later on. Firstly, just let me go through all this stuff. So these pearl beads, they can be purchased locally. We can where you can find laces, beads, buttons, you can find these pearl beads easily. So I don't buy them online. They are always locally purchased. Buying it local is very cheaper option as compared to purchasing it online. Then there is this package. There are all sorts of beads. And then there is a wooden button. We'll come to that later on. Again, okay, most of the things are purchased locally. And few are from Mitsubishi. Like there is this bead, pink bead. In your kits, there must be some different. So this one is purchased from Mitsubishi. Then there are these wooden beads. These are purchased locally. And one also was purchased locally. This one also. Then there are these glass tubes. Purchased locally. And there is this wooden button again purchased locally. So these things you can easily find where there are buttons available, laces, sorts of embroidery related stuff. You can find it over there. As I told you, my dad is into like garments manufacturing. So all these things very easily.
Ma'am, from where we can
So there is
get
this,
a glass tube?
the glass beads is again, you can go to any shop who sells lace or anything. Lace, beads, buttons, or fabrics,
They have
or
glass.
sorry, glass
From
beads, yeah.
where?
Locally it's called नलकी. अगर आप किसी लोकल दुकान पे जाओगे ना, उनको बोलिए,
हाँ,
ग्लास
ओके
ट्यूब के
ओके।
नाम से किसी को समझ नहीं आएगा.
हाँ हाँ, इसीलिए पूछा है।
जी.
And these
Okay, then there is this band.
these beads are वही वो मोतियां ना जो हम लगाते हैं मतलब लेसेस वगैरह
Yeah.
में. Okay.
Yes. That package in which there are different kinds of flowers I've given you. So there is this one bunch over here. Again, it will be random in all your kits. There is this one, then there are these two mini bunches, and there is this one pollen bunch. Okay, now you won't find flowers like this in the or at any craft shop. You can definitely find miniature plants, but they are very costly. So you have to look for cheaper alternatives. For that, what you have local market, and you have to look for a shop who sell artificial plants. Like for instance, I have this flower pot with me. To look for an artificial plant which has small leaves and small flowers. Anything which has small leaves, small flowers, you can also go for mini bonsai. It's all good to go. And this one was like, at my place, this costed me like 120 rupees for a pot. Last me for like 2 or 3 months. And I make a lot of frames. So yeah, a single pot will last you for months. So look for artificial plants in your local area. And again, do not buy it online because it's expensive. Find cheaper options online or locally, sorry. And these are like normal pollens. Again, easily available at any craft shop. So these are the plants which we'll be using to make our miniatures. Then there is this one package in which there are 2 hole screws. Just keep it aside. We'll be using it at the time of framing. After that, we have a package in which the So these wooden beads are purchased from Amazon. I don't purchase from Amazon, from a wholesaler, so they gave me everything in bulk. But yeah, these are purchased from Amazon, and we'll be making a word home out of it. So these are the wooden beads. Also, if you don't find these, there are smaller versions also available, which are used for making bracelets. So you can use that. I have this acrylic cutout, which is love. Again, it's done by me. And there are 2 shells in this. These are purchased from Etsy Bitsy. These will be used as. And coming down to the last package. Again, many of the things are locally purchased. Like we have this lace, again, locally purchased. We have this lace, locally purchased. Pom-poms, find them locally. Then I have this twine over here. If you don't find this twine, you can use a jute twine also. We'll be using this to make baskets. Then I have this black anchor thread. Yeah, so all these stuff are anywhere. You don't have to like go for exact same lace. Just look for whatever suits your frame. Kate, I've given you this fabric glue, which I prefer for all my craft work. So I don't suggest using Fevicol. No, not at all. You won't find this cone shape packaging of fabric glue easily. It's again easily available at my place, but you anywhere else. It's very difficult to find this. I have like many of the crafter friends who have ordered from me only, like they ask me to purchase on and I send them so if you want, I can do that. It's available in bottles, so you can find the bottles locally anywhere at any stationery shop. And then there is this Vega Quick box. It has super glue inside. So it's basically kind of but Fevikwik, in Fevikwik pouches, there is very small amount of Fevikwik. So this is the bigger version of that, and you can easily find. You can find it by the name of Instant Adhesive. You can find it by the name of Super Glue, and yeah, it will be good to go for a long time, 40 rupees, and this bottle lasts for so many frames. Now, apart from that, I would love to show you one more thing, like what other kind of beads I use. Okay, we'll come to this later. I'll just keep it aside. So again, all the beads I use are either purchased locally or from Itsy Bitsy. Itsy Bitsy has a huge collection of beads. So yeah, you can definitely go ahead and check their website. After the things which are there in the kit, I'll be telling you what kind of tools I'll be using. So tools again are very basics. Like you need a ruler. So there is this one ruler. Also, I prefer this ruler. There is a difference in this ruler and this ruler. It's a normal ruler, and so like make a square of 4 by 4 inches. What you'll do is just draw a point over here, draw a point over here, and then you'll join it, right? In this one, if you have like drawn a point over here, there is no need to make a second point. You can just align the grid to the paper and you'll get a straight. So this has a grid marking, and also I used a branded one earlier, but it's not available anymore. So I found a cheaper option as well. So this comes by the name of grid ruler, and you can easily find it on Amazon. Also, as we use it while making the frame, you'll come to know as compared to the one which we find easily everywhere. It is using scissors. So there is this one, and then the one which is my go-to scissors is this one. So this is again a regular scissor, which is easily available. And this one is from Tonic. So what you have to scissor if you are into making miniatures, if you cut things into detailing, is that your scissors should be pointed from the end. Like you can, this one is really pointed. This one is too. But using a scissor which has a round end,
Your
I
video
won't
is not
suggest
clear
that,
actually.
because you, sorry,
Not clear, blurred.
is it clear now?
Yeah, now clear.
Okay, so I won't suggest you using any scissor which has like a round end. Use any scissor which is pointed from the end, and it will be very nice and fine cut. So this is my go-to scissor which I use for like everything, and big, like a big sheet of paper. So I use this. Then we need tweezers because we are making miniatures, and it's like very difficult to hold all the tiny things and put inside the frame. So tweezers for that, you can easily find it at any cosmetic shop. You can use it will be good to go. Then we need a hot glue gun to fix most of the things inside this frame specifically. There are a few frames in which I never use hot glue gun, but in this one, we have to like make the balloon setup and everything, and it will be too difficult to fix everything down using glue. Now for that, we'll be using hot glue gun, and this is my heavy duty hot glue gun. I purchased this from Amazon. If you want the link, I'll share it. The ones I purchased locally, they always leak. So I was in like a serious need of a heavy duty industrial glue gun. Now in the list of basic supplies, I also mentioned few things which were optional. Self-healing mat, then there was this scoreboard and a paper trimmer. Those who are crafters over here, who are working into crafting for a long time or like doing so, they must know what I'm talking about. But those who are new, let me just show you all of those. is a self-healing mat. So this is a mat. If you are like cutting something, if you are using super glue, I suggest you work on this surface. So that your base surface, your table or your furnitures. If you're cutting something on top of it, it will ruin the mat and not the base. If suppose you drop super glue, again it will ruin the mat and not the furniture. So this is kind of a very important and life-saving tool for invest into. Again, I'll be sharing the links of everything, so don't worry about that. Then the other thing we have is a paper trimmer. So this is a huge paper trimmer which I use. You don't have to invest into this. I'm like crafting into crafting for it. I need something which lasts me a long time. So this is the paper trimmer, and what it does is that there is a blade on the side. There are the measurements, and all you have to do is just slide your paper inside. And for instance, you have to cut a paper which is 4 inches wide. Just keep it on 4 and cut strip which is 4 inches wide. And if you are using like the traditional method of cutting, marking everything down and drawing, cutting using scissors, it will take you a long time. So if you are doing it as a hobby, it's okay. But if you are doing it professionally, I suggest into a good paper trimmer. This one is expensive, but again, there are a lot of cheaper options available. So start from those, and as you grow, you can invest in tools. Then the next thing is a scoreboard. So like the paper trimmer were used to cut the papers down, scoreboard is used for folding or making creases for the folds. So for instance, and we have to make a card out of it. One thing we can do is like fold the paper and press it down. Because it's a thin paper, it will give you a very nice crease. But if it will give you cracks on the sides. The fold line will not be very neat. So scoreboard comes in handy, and I have lost. Oh yeah, I have to look for some other option. Okay, I found it. So there is this phone folder which is with, and okay, you have to like fold it into half. So just the half of this paper and make a line, and then just fold it down. So you'll get a very nice crease. Your paper will not crack, and it will be so basically the main purpose of scoring board is to give you fold lines, which we normally the traditional draw a line, keep a ruler and fold it like this. So it won't give you a nice fold. So this is the tool you should invest in if you're into make cards, scrapbooks and all that stuff. It's a really life-saving tool. And your finishing will just go on the next level. So this was the scoreboard. Again, these 3 things are optional for now. But if you want to grow into this, I suggest you should invest into these. Any questions about skills I've just shared?
मैम आपने हेलो
Yeah, one by one only. Yeah, please.
मैम आपने जितने भी मटेरियल्स बताए उसका ओवरऑल कॉस्ट उसका कितना पड़ जाएगा जितने भी मटेरियल्स आपने भी बताया
I've never calculated it this way. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you the paper trimmer I am using it for 3,700.
No.
So I cannot tell you the
Optionals,
overall cost of the materials. Okay, I have never calculated, frankly. But yeah, if you are like purchasing a pack of bead, for instance, and you need only this much amount, which is there in the kit. One moment, I'm getting a call. Okay, for example, if you go to the market and purchase a pack of beads, and you need only this much amount of of beads, but you will find a big package, right? So if you're buying
Okay.
papers, you'll find a pack of 24 and not just 2 papers in there. And like black paper, you'll find a pack of 10 and not just a single piece. So obviously your investment will spike up, but the things you purchase, so many frames.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you share the prices of that boards?
Okay, the trimmer I use is 3,750, something like that. And the scoreboard is around 1,000 rupees. And so yeah, you can purchase.
Will you please
Scoreboard pack? Yeah.
provide me the list of this material which you have discussed? Will you
Mhm.
provide the list?
Yeah, I'll share the list along with the vendor details.
Yeah, fine.
Let me just clear the table. And we quickly begin with the next step.
Srishti, can you share the dimensions of the personal picks to be used?
The dimensions and sizing
Yeah,
and
because
everything will
like
be
I
done on the
have,
last day.
yeah, I've got the normal ones. I sent the personal pics, but so I want to take the printouts.
Yeah, that will be covered up on the last day.
Okay, fine. And is it fixed always or?
No, it depends on the size of the frame you're using.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Okay. So firstly, the group which was titled as measurements, centimeter or inches. How many of you have watched that video?
Seen that.
I have seen that.
I have also seen.
And how many of you are like using centimeters for your crafting? Of how to measure in inches.
No idea.
Actually, I don't know
Okay.
anything to complete completely. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So there are two sides of a scale. One is centimeters, and I prefer inches because all the tools which we purchase are mostly in inches. For example, if we are using a scoreboard, the dimensions which is written on top of it, so you'll get a score line on an inch wise only, and not the centimeter way on the centimeter basis. Or yes, there are both written centimeters and inches, but again, like inches is standard over here in India. Many countries use centimeters also, but in India, mostly crafters prefer inches. And as all the tools are in inches, so yeah, go with. Now, 1 inch is divided into 8 parts. 1, 2, 3. As you look at the scale, you just pick the scale. Okay, so this is 1, and 1 inch is equally divided into 8 parts. Centimeter is divided into 10. Inches is divided into 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because an inch is divided into 8 parts, I'll be thinking by 8. And now we'll calculate. 0, 0.
Srishti, please.
1 divided by 8. Okay, let me check if I can zoom in a little more. Let me look for something which can just increase the height. Okay. So divide by 8 is 0. 1 divided by 8 remains 1 by 8. 2 divided by 8 gives you 1 by 4. 3 divided by 8 remains 3 by 8 because we cannot cut it down. 4 divided by 8 comes 1 by 2. 5 divided by 8 remains 5 by 8. 6 divided by 8 becomes 3 by 4. 7 by 8 remains 7 by 8. And 8 by 8 becomes 1. So this is the partitions of inches. The first point after 0 is called inch. The second is called 1/4 of an inch. Third is called 3/8 of an inch. Fourth is called half of an inch. Then fifth one is 5/8, 3/4, 7/8. For example, if you have to like measure 2 3/4 of an inch. So what you have to do on your ruler is, this is 0. And then you have to look for 3/4 of an inch, which comes over here. For example, if you have which is 3 3/8 of an inch. So this is 0. We go up to 3, and then 3/8 is 1 2 third line. This is 3 3/8 of an inch. So just take the screenshot of this one for now, and it will come into handy. Just take the screenshot. Any part?
Done, ma'am.
Keep this.
मैम मेरे को एक बार दोबारा एक्सप्लेन कर दो, बीच में आपकी वीडियो.
Okay. Inches is divided into 8 parts. So we have like make 8 sections over here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. And because inches is divided into 8 parts, we have divided everything by 8. So 0 by 8 becomes 0, 1 by 8 becomes 1, 2 by 8 becomes 1 by 4, so on. Just take the screenshot and this will come into handy. For if you want to learn it into more details, just watch the videos I've shared. The video I've shared, a YouTube video, you can check that video. Okay, now when we are making miniatures, you want everything to be in proportion. For example, if you're making a room, it should, and if you're like putting a sofa inside of it, it should look real and not out of proportion. If a person is standing over here, it should look in proportion to the. I've seen many people who make frames like this. Like there is this small sofa over here, and then there is a big person over here, and then there is a big TV table over here. Look nice at all. So you have to keep everything into one single proportion. If you're making the furniture, if you're using the main frame, everything should be in a fixed proportion. So how miniature artists work is, like for example, there is a, one moment, let me just take an example of, okay, there is a TV which measures 40 inches wide and the height is 12 inches. I'm taking this as an example only, and make it into a smaller form. So you can, you have to take a fixed ratio for that. For example, if you have to make it very small, immediately like go is to 1 by 12. Just divide everything by 12 and you will get the ratio of the miniature you're making. For example, 8 we divided by 12, we'll get 4 inches. So the miniature we'll be making will be 4 inches wide. And divide by 12 will become 1. So the height of that miniature will be 1 inch. Now you can change this ratio as per the size of the miniature you're making. If you want the miniature to be more small than this, just increase this. Increase this to 1 by 14, increase this to 1 by 15, whatever you prefer. The more lower number is, the smaller your miniature will become. The higher your number goes, the bigger the. For example, the Barbie doll houses.
मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ, जो आपने 12 इंच वाला बोला है डिवाइडेड बाय 12, वो हर केस में 12 रहेगा, या जैसा भी एग्जांपल लिया हमने 48 into 12 inches, तो अगर वो 50 inches,
it depends on
50.
For example, if you are making this frame in specific, ये वाला size का हम frame बना रहे हैं, in this frame at 12 ratio,
Okay.
right? If there is a bigger frame, I'll be using 1/10 ratio or 1/8. Or if there is, I'll switch to 1/14. Because if the frame is smaller, the furniture inside will be smaller, right? So we have to like increase this. Bigger the furniture inside will be bigger, we'll increase this. For example, there is this Barbie doll house. Everything. Your
Now,
device.
now we are using 8
Okay,
inch.
so Barbie doll
uh,
house. I'll come to that. I'm just getting now. So, for example, Barbie doll house, it is made in 1:6 ratio. All the things inside a Barbie doll to 1:6 ratio. The most widely used ratio is 1/12. Barbie doll house is done in 1/16. If you have to make like very tiny things, you can always go up to 1:100. And you can make very small miniatures, but you have to be like a perfectionist to do that. IPs and something, and then work with it. So 1/12 is most widely used. And in this frame, we'll how to decide on
So
the ratio,
Srishti,
what you have to
yeah, how to decide on the ratio? That means if we are using 12/18, then the 1/12. If we are using 10/10 inches frame, so how can we decide on the ratio?
I'll come to that. Okay. So how to decide the ratio is depending on the size of your frame. For example, we have this frame over here, and the inside frame is this frame is 8 inches, right? Inside of the frame measures 10 inches, but the inside, the workspace is 8 inches. So a normal height of a room, just Google down, what is the normal height of the room? One moment, let me just get.
It's usually 10 to 11 feet, I think.
Yeah, it is approximately 9 to 10 feet. Okay, 9 to 10 feet when converted into inches. For example, we take 10 feet, right? When it is converted into inches, it becomes 1. If we take 9 feet, when it's converted into inches, it becomes. Okay, I am bad at.
108.
Okay, 108. Thank you. So when we divide it by 12. Can you please calculate it for me? My phone
It's again
battery just
9.
died.
9 because you have multiplied
Okay.
this.
Okay. Yeah. One moment. Let me just put my phone on charging because I need it later on. Calculate all the things. Okay. So you'll get 9 inches, right? So if you want to use 1:12 ratio, your frame is 9 inches. Now I don't have any frame which has a workspace of 9 inches. So I'll be using 1:12 in 8 inches. I have like a frame which measures 12/18. The workspace height increases to 10. So in this one, I'll be in ratio.
Please दोबारा से बता दो सब.
Able to
Uh,
understand actually. I'm little
Yeah, one
confusing.
minute. I'll just start again. Okay. So the average height of a room is 9 feet. When we divide it by 12, 1:12. So it again becomes 9 inches, right? If we divide by 1/10, 108 divided by 10, it's 0.8 inches. So this is the height of the frame we are using. This is the height of the frame. The frame which will come out after dividing by 12 or after dividing by 10 will be this. Now this frame measures 8 inches in height. Measurement, accurate measurement which will give me like 8 inches. So I prefer this one for a 8 inches height of frame. right? If my height increases to 10 inches, if the frame I'm using, the height increases to 10 inches, I'll be using 1:10 ratio. If the height decreases, for example, say 6 inches, I'll just 1:8 divide by 14, I'll calculate it. I'll calculate 108 divided by 16. And whatever comes near to 6 inches, I'll be using that ratio, whether it is 1/14 or whether it is 1/16. Okay. Basically, I'm selecting the ratio according to the height of my frame. Can you please calculate this for me? 10.
Okay, ma'am. I find it little bit confusing. Can you make it clear by this video?
So that means frame का size जितना बड़ा होगा वो रेशियो उतना छोटा होना चाहिए, right? 10 or 1/8 or 1/6.
Yeah, if this is smaller, you'll get big miniatures. If this is bigger, you will get small miniatures.
Okay.
The 108 by 14 is 7.7.
7.7. And 108 divided by 16?
Just a second.
6.75. We can also try by 18. 108 divided by 18. Okay.
It is 6.
It's 6.
It is 6. Okay. So if I'm जिसका height 6 inch है, I'll be preferring 1/18 for that frame to give to keep everything into same ratio.
Actually, the tricky part is that how you're
Is
taking
it
that
clear now
18.
how the-
Yeah.
मैम इसका अलग से वीडियो होगा क्या?
I can change this part. No, I can change this part to whatever I like. I'll be keeping it even numbers because even numbers se calculate easy as compared to
Very easy.
dividing by odd numbers.
Okay.
So I'm just changing it into even only 14, 16, 18, 20, 200, 50, whatever I prefer, according to the size of the miniature I want.
Means basically the end result of the frame what I'm using, the nearest.
Yeah, the nearest to it.
Cool. Got it.
Okay.
Understand this calculation part totally.
मैम
Like-
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम, एक्सक्यूज मी, इसका अलग से
This
वीडियो
will
होगा
be
क्या
in,
आपके पास?
today. No, there's no separate video. I'm explaining it over here only. Also, if it's not clear right now, don't worry. As we start making furniture, it will become more clear. Okay. You'll be just left with one part on how to decide this ratio. How to calculate everything. It will be very clear when we start making furnitures. And then if there is any confusion by the end of the work, explain everything again.
मैम जैसे अभी आपने इससे पहले 48/12 किया था, तो अगर हम 6 इंचेस वाले फ्रेम की मतलब 6 इंचेस वाली की बात, तो 48 डिवाइड बाय 18 करेंगे, राइट?
Yeah.
48/18 और 12/18 क्या मिनिएचर जो भी हमारा वो आ जाएगा. ओके.
Yeah. Now, when I started, I was not aware of any of. I used hit and trial method. I used 2 or 3 different size of furnitures. I put it inside the frame, and if it's looking fine to me, it's looking appealing, I go. That's how I used to work. But when I started making frames using the ratios, my first frame which I made using the ratio was the hut frame. You might have seen it. It was the last workshop we did. So there is a sofa inside and there is a cabinet on the sides and everything. So that was the first frame which I made using ratios, and it turned out to be amazing. Like if I keep one of my old frames on the side and one of the hut frame of that sofa frame on one side, the difference is easily noticeable. Everything into the hut frame is more proportional to the other frames I did earlier. So definitely, if you are confused with it, you can definitely do hit and trial method. Even today also, if I'm making and I'm not feeling like this is going, this is looking nice. If I'm working with the ratios, I change it according to my requirements. But the results will be very good instead of just going for hit and trial method.
मैम ये
For
जो फ्रेम
example,
आपने अवेलेबल करवाया
yeah,
है ये कितने इंचेस की है
hmm,
जो आपने जो फ्रेम अवेलेबल
this
करवाई है?
ये 18 का, बट वर्क स्पेस है 8x16 की.
So in this case, options?
Because there,
It is 8x16, right? The
sorry,
inside portion is 8x16, right?
yeah.
So,
So the height is, and for that I'll be using 1:12.
1:12. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I prefer 1:12. This is the standard one, but as the size of the frame, I change my ratio. Now, for example, if this was for the ratio of, if you're making any furniture, like I showed you previously, I'll share two images, let my phone be charged properly, and I'll share two images in the, for example, okay, there is the sofa I'm making. The height is, the back side of the sofa is suppose 56 inches, 32 inches, and we are working by 1:12 ratio. So what the size of the sofa will be in miniature version? We'll divide by 1:12 and we divide this by 12. And what we'll get after dividing will be the size of the miniature. Whether we are making a TV unit, whether we are making a sofa, whether we are making like a dining table or anything, we'll be sticking to one ratio only. Now, how to get the measurements? For example, in this we're making a dining table on which there is a cake, right? So I'll just Google up the dimensions of a dining table in inches and you'll find various options of the dining table. Select whatever you like the most, note down the measurements of that and divide it according to your, and you'll get the size of the table you have to make in miniature form. For example, if you make a center table, measure it down, just Google down dimensions of center table in inches. You'll get the, you divide it by 12 because in this case we are using a 1:12 ratio, and you'll get the size of your miniatures. Now, there is this person inside the frame, right? Again, we are keeping everything for 1/12. The average height of a person is 5 feet 10 inches, right? Average height. This is the average height. So when we calculate everything into inches, 5, which becomes 60 plus 10, we get 70 inches. Now, because we are taking 1:12 ratio, we divide 12, which gives you us 5.8. So this will be the height of the person standing inside the. Now you can either round it
Can
off.
we calculate?
मैम ये 1/1:12 ही क्यों लिया है? ये आपने कैसे
12 यूज कर रहे हैं.
ओके ओके
ये जो आपने 5 into 12 किया है, so this 12 is ये 1/12 का
नहीं 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 नहीं. This is 5 feet. 1 feet में 12 inches होते हैं, तो 5 feet में 5 into 12 हो गए 60
अच्छा,
inches.
ओके ओके
मैम आपने जो हमें फोटो दी है मेन फोटो वो इसी के अकॉर्डिंग दी है, दैट इज 5.8
नहीं.
इंचेस.
I have rounded it off to 6.
अच्छा 6 into 12 ऐसे. Okay.
ओके
हाँ. तो for if there, yeah, if there is a
according
male person inside the frame, yeah, person is inside the frame, I'll take the height to 6 inches. If there is only female inside the frame, क्योंकि female का height is shorter than males, I keep it 5.8. So a little bit of round off, we'll be definitely doing it. We won't be taking exact measurements जो calculate करने के बाद आता है. Rounding it off definitely, But yeah, you'll get an approx measurement of what we are going to use inside the frame, what size of furniture we have to make inside the frame. Let me just... Okay, I'm sharing screen.
मैम आई जस्ट वांट टू नो कि हमें डिसाइड कैसे करना है, वी हैव टू डिवाइड बाय 18.
ये हमारी फ्रेम की हाइट पे डिपेंड करेगा. I calculated it over here. फिर एक एवरेज हाइट ऑफ रूम इज 9 feet. 9 feet को हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे इंचेस में, एंड देन वी गेट डिवाइडिंग इट बाय 12. हम 10 से भी डिवाइड करके देखेंगे, वी गेट 10.8. हमारा फ्रेम का हाइट वी आर यूजिंग इज 8 inches. सो आई एम गोइंग विद 1/12 इज सपोज 6 inches. तो डिफरेंट साइज से डिवाइड करके देखो, जहां पे भी आपको लग रहा है कि ऑलमोस्ट सेम है, यू सिलेक्ट दैट. फ्रेम के लिए 1:18 इज ओके. You can also use 1:16. There is no hard and fast rule कि आपको 1:18 ही use करना है. But good to go.
For 6-inch frame.
Yeah.
Srishti, I had given my daughter's photo. That measurement I got is 4-inch photo only, like height of the photo.
Yeah.
4 inch.
Because your daughter is smaller in height. So we'll come to that on the last day. I was just telling you how to take the measurements. Everything will cover up regarding the last day. But because we have to like make furnitures from the start, so that's the reason I told you this 1:12 ratio and 1:14 ratio. Because we need a specifier frame now, which we have selected to 1:12.
Okay. Thank you.
So for all the furnitures, for all the photos, books and everything, we'll be using 1:12 ratio. Now, before starting the furniture, we'll prep up our base. Frame. Firstly, before starting, just check if your lights are working or not. Because once your frame is ready, okay. Yeah.
सृष्टि, आपने जो इमेज भेजी है उसको एक बार समझाओ क्या? उसमें आप बताना चाह रहे हो इंचेस वाली चीज के लिए?
वो अभी करेंगे हम. पहले मैं एक बारी फ्रेम प्रिपेयर कर लूं, and then we'll start the furnitures. So firstly, just check if your lights in the frame are working or not. On the side, there is a switch.
Hello.
Then there is a point over in your adapter. Just turn on the switch and see if your lights are working or not. Because
we can make it ourselves anywhere locally.
We'll cover everything. Don't worry. I'll solve all your doubts. So just wait for it. Once we are done with the frame, we are done with making everything, I'll clear all your doubts. So the first thing you have to check is that or not. If they are not, and you have like started making everything you have assembled inside the frame, and later on you find out that the light is not working, it's too difficult to fix it. It's too difficult to like take everything out and replace the frame if there is no option of fixing the light, right? So firstly, check your lights. Go. Now we'll add paper on the inside. We'll firstly add the wall prints, then we'll do the floor, and then we'll do the back side of the frame.
What is the depth
Can
of
you
this
hear me?
box?
The depth is 2.25 inches. Okay. So firstly, we'll back side.
Please share depth of the box. कितनी है?
2.25.
Yeah, but actually your voice was disconnecting, so able to hear that. How we are going to
Repeat
start
from where?
About the frame.
You have to
What we
like
will,
check the
the
lights
base
first.
Yeah, it's working.
You have to check your lights first. It's working. Then we'll do the walls. paper on the wall and the side walls, and then we'll do the floor. So take your ruler, and you have to do is measure it up. I definitely of frame sizes like 10 by 18, so the inside is reducing 2 inches again, 8 by 16. But yeah, measure it, because if you're buying else, you have no idea about the dimensions. So just take your ruler and measure it. Mine is almost 16 inches. It is a little less. And the height is coming. Just, okay, there are two heights in this. One is up and one is under the light. So we have to measure from under the light. Okay, from under this, a little more than 8 1/4 of an inch. I'll just note it down. This measures 16 inches and it is a little more than 8 1/4 of an inch, a little more. Now we'll cut a piece of paper which will fit over. For this, I've given you the wallpaper, right?
सृष्टि मेरा जो
I
frame है ना,
have one beige color wallpaper
थोड़ा
available.
सा वो थोड़ा सा निकला हुआ है. First I have to fix it up. I can start working.
Okay, Bhavna, just open your camera so that I can see.
Yeah, I have sent you the message as well on WhatsApp.
Okay, actually, phone battery has died, so if you can show me over here, it will help others also. Sure, Samita, no problem.
Like this.
Okay, use a super glue. This
Okay.
super glue over here. Open it up like this. Let me just switch back to my camera. One moment. Okay, you open it up like this. And this is for, yeah, it does happen like things come out of place from where they are supposed to be in transit. So yeah, it's so for example, it's coming out from here. Just take super glue and put few drops over there. Right?
Okay.
And just press it down a little bit. Don't put your hands on super glue because it will stick over there. So just press it down a little bit or just up and it will be good to go. Just fix it up and then you do the inner part.
It's 16 by 8, right? The size?
It is a little more than 8 1/4 of an inch. We don't have to measure from the light, but there is a different depth behind the light, right? Now what I'll do is like this. I'll take a pencil and I'll just mark a point which is 8 1/4. I'll repeat the same 8 1/4 of an inch.
मैम किट में रूलर भी अवेलेबल है क्या?
No.
Okay.
8 1/4 of an inch. And we have to like that.
Ma'am 8 centimeter या 8 inch?
We are not working in centimeters. We'll be working in inches only. We dimension बताऊंगी, it will be in inches.
Okay.
Srishti, what paper you are using? Is this a wallpaper or?
This is a wallpaper, and I'm drawing on the back side of the paper so that there are no pencil marks on the front.
I have my own wallpaper. Can I use that? I have a roll with me.
Yeah,
It's a beige color.
Yeah, definitely. If it's not perfect, it's good to go with wallpaper, a little texture. It's good to go.
It's a bit texture, yeah. It has a bit of texture on it. It's a cream beige.
Yeah, you can use that.
Shrishti, are we doing it with you?
Sorry?
Shrishti, are we doing the whole thing with you right away?
It's up to you. I'll be giving you time to make.
इसका फ्रंट और बैक कौन सा है बताओगे?
There is this
अच्छा
step side and the back side is plain.
ओके
Front में थोड़ा सा color भी है, थोड़ा bluish grayish shade है, and the back side is plain white.
मैम 8 point कितना?
8 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
It measured a little more than 8 1/4 of an inch. I have kept it to 8 1/4. थोड़ा सा we have reduced the size. And the width was, so we'll keep it a little less than 16.
Is it a
I'll just
marble
cut this
design
line
one
first.
you're saying?
No, there is a big grain inside of the black sheet.
Okay, okay.
There is a roll of black
Yeah, fine.
sheet. Yeah, there is a paper inside
Ma'am,
it.
we
So
can
firstly,
use
I'll just cut it
wall
up.
stickers in spite of wallpaper.
Wall stickers, which
Wall
one?
sticker. Ma'am, wall stickers
No,
are
I don't suggest stickers because it's surface, there will be air bubbles definitely while you are sticking it. So if you are okay with, and you can like handle all the air bubbles, you can use that, but I don't suggest it. So, and now what I'll do is I'll straighten the edge up because I see that
Can you
this is
give
not
the
straight.
dimension of this? What you have cut it now? Dimension of
This is 8 1/4 of an inch wide. I've cut a complete strip of 8 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Now I'll make it straight from one side because I see that it is not proper. So I'll just draw a straight line, align everything up with ruler, and I'll cut it down. So we have this straight line over here. Now our frame measures 16 inches wide, right? I'll keep it a little less than 16 and not exactly 16, just a little less. So that it.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
8 inch
Yes, I'm
breadth
listening.
है और length
8 नहीं है breadth, 8 height जो है ना हमारे फ्रेम का अंदर का जो height है, that is 8 1/4 of an inch. It is a little more than 8 1/4 of an inch. तो हमने पेपर का height 8 1/4 रखा है, थोड़ा सा कम करके. And these two, and I'll cut it down. Take your frame, put your sheet inside the frame and check if it's fitting perfectly or not.
Shrishti. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually my frame open from back side, not from front side.
Sorry?
My frame open from back side,
Can you please repeat?
not front side.
Okay, so on the back wall, you just stick this paper.
Like-
Whatever part you are seeing from the front, you have to hide it up using the. I can see that this is not tight, so I'll just cut it down a little bit and give it a proper fit inside the frame. And now I have to go and it's good to like stick down.
मैम बेस पूरा कवर होना चाहिए ना इस शीट से एक्सक्यूज मी
Sorry?
बेस जो है वो पूरा
हाँ
कवर
जी।
होगा ना शीट से
हाँ जी.
ओके
So this is our back panel. Now we have to cut our two side panels. After cutting this, I'll wait for you all to cut it down and stick it. Now we know the height is 8 1/4 and the depth, I'll just measure it down quickly. It is a little less than 2 1/4 of an inch. So we are going to keep it 2 1/8 of an inch. So now I'm going to cut a piece, two pieces, which measures
Srishti, थोड़ा सा
1/8
slow
of an inch
करोगे आप please?
and 1/4 of an inch. 8 1/4 is the height, and this and we need two pieces of this. Bhavna, you were
Srishti?
saying something? Yes, Amrita.
Hey, प्लीज थोड़ा सा स्लो क्योंकि अभी मैं सिर्फ पेपर ही कट कर
Yeah, after cutting all the paper down, waiting for you all to cut and stick it.
ओके एक्चुअली मैं सुना नहीं
My voice is breaking. I can't hear you properly.
एक्चुअली मैंने पेपर कट कर रही हूँ तो उसके बाद मैंने सुना नहीं कि दैट आपने क्या बोला उसको लगाना है एंड
Don't fix it. Just cut all others first. So there is this one sheet of paper which measures 16 inch by 8 1/4, and then we have to cut two strips which are for the side walls, which measures 2 1/8 of an inch by 8 1/4 of an inch.
Srishti, I cut the wallpaper by 8 into 8 1/4 into 16, but I have some leftover space on the top. So do I
Your
again
height
have
is?
to cut a bit bigger?
Your height
It's
is?
8 1/4. I have cut down by 8 1/4, but still
Okay.
there is space on
On the top.
yeah, or on the base wall.
Okay, what you do is
calculate.
what you do is when you're sticking, slide it to the top and leave some space on the bottom. I'll tell you how to cover it.
Okay. We need to cover the top there, right?
Not the top, not the ceiling part, only the wall.
Yeah.
We do ceiling, only the back wall.
Hello, sorry, Shrishti, but for the side walls, what dimensions did you tell?
Just take your frame, measure it up, and then cut according to the measurements you are getting. For example, it is more than 2 1/8 of an inch, cut 2 1/8 of an inch. Just measure your frame because that's how you will practice. I can definitely give you the measurements. Just measure your frame. Okay, I'm just cutting that side pieces out for now. And then I'll wait for you to cut everything up and we'll stick everything together. Today's class, we'll be done with the frame preparation, and we have covered up like how to take that ratio and everything. So from tomorrow, we'll do furnitures. And if I feel like there is some things to cover up, there is a possibility that we can extend one more class on Saturday. Because I feel like with the pace we are going right now, it will be too difficult to complete it till Friday. And I don't want to like leave anything and just hurry up and cover the frame, complete the frame. Okay. So let me know when you are done with cutting the paper. I'll be waiting for like 5 minutes and then we'll proceed.
मैम क्लास कितना अभी
Till 8.
ओके
Can you suggest any specific frame from? You can't find all the material in one place. No. You have to pull stuff from different places. For example, I don't sell anything apart from the frame or sunboard. So yeah, no video, all the things. Yes, any query meanwhile you can ask.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, what prices we want to get it from you? The box.
I'll be sharing all the prices according to the size in the group.
मैम ये जो आप दिए हैं मैम ग्रुप में मैम आप उसको एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो मैम इसमें
वो हम
मतलब
कल यूज करेंगे।
क्या
तो अभी एक्सप्लेन करके फिर हुआ 2 पॉइंट, क्योंकि आज हम फर्नीचर स्टार्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे बिकॉज वी हैव टू लाइक कंप्लीट द बेस प्रिपरेशन।
कितने पीसेस ऑफ पेपर कट करने हैं?
Prakriti, we have to cut 3 sides. One is this, one is the left side.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
मैम ये रिकॉर्डिंग्स कहाँ पर अवेलेबल होगी?
कौन कौन सी साइड है?
Yes, recording live time. Please speak one by one. Divya, you were saying something.
मैम I was saying कि recording
I'll be giving the access on your mail IDs. The mail IDs you have shared to me. You'll get the access on those mail IDs by load and give access. So after the class, obviously I'll be like tired up and everything. I'll notify in the group whenever it's ready and whenever I've shared it with you.
ओके
मैम कौन कौन सी 3 साइड बताई आपने?
The back side, right side and the left side.
ओके एंड ऊपर नीचे नहीं करना है हमें, राइट? बॉटम एंड टॉप?
नहीं, ceiling we'll keep it black and bottom we'll be adding the flooring. Won't use this paper, this wallpaper on the floor. We'll give a different flooring over here.
ओके
Excuse me, ma'am. As I have cutted the background, so it was a little less. So I've cutted it a little more. Will that be okay? Why?
Okay. Are you showing it in the video?
Sorry?
Please let me know your name because like 3 mics are
Parul.
on.
Parul Abdul.
Okay, one moment, Parul. Let me check your video. Okay, you have cut it a little less, and you have to give a jar, right? Okay, you can give it on the right side of the frame. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Just make sure the black line is not visible.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
मैम जो ये वाला है ये थोड़ा सा छोटा आना है क्या? क्योंकि इसमें एलईडी की वजह से वो स्पेस ले रहा है.
हाँ वो मैं
Okay.
Okay. Now once we are done with cutting all the 3 parts, we'll stick the ball first. And ये दोनों का size अभी it will not fit. So we'll just cut it down the back wall. To stick it down, we use fabric glue. So there is this cone I have given you in your kit. You have to like cut the tip of it, like we do with the mehendi cone. And then you can apply your glue very precisely. How to cover all the edges. All the edges you have to cover. If your paper is thin, I suggest you use something to like cover the whole paper fabric glue instead of applying it on the edges and randomly in between. But if your paper is thick enough, applying it on the edges and in some parts in the center is good to go. And then just fill it like this. Good to go. But if your paper is spread using a cardboard or something. Now just take your paper and actually drop it inside. And I forgot to mention this before. This is called bone folder. Is my video stuck?
So your video is stuck. Yes, your video is stuck.
Let me check. Okay. It's okay now.
It's okay now. Yeah.
So to press everything down, we need a tool to like press everything. This is called bone folder. On bone folder and it's non-stick. So even if you get glue marks, you can just wipe it off very easily. And then plus it don't leave any marks on your paper. Now just press everything down nicely using any tool, whatever you have. For now, you can also have a chipboard, you can use that. Just press everything down nicely. Make sure there are no air bubbles. Thank you so much, Kajal. Make sure all the corners, all the edges are stuck down nicely. Okay, it's too difficult to work while you're
See,
recording.
once you open this cone, right? How like whether it will get dry up soon?
No. For example, if you're using a mehendi cone, mehendi dries up from the end only, and then you just clean it off and it's good to go. Same with this one.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're like keeping a cone open for months, yes, definitely it will dry up. Okay. Even if there are air bubbles onto this is a textured paper. You won't be able to see them very, like if you're looking a frame from far enough, you won't be able to notice. But if you're using a thin paper, it will be clearly visible and you have to be very careful with that. Okay. So once this is done, we'll go and stick our side panels. For the side panels, I'll just frame like this, that you can see what I'm doing. Now, this is the piece which will go over here. The back side, the depth is more, the height is more, and from over here, from the LED part, the height is a little less. So what we'll do is, I'll just go inside like this. I want you to all just stop working and notice this part. So keep your paper inside like this. Align it to the bottom. And just run your fingers like this. And take a impression of this light over here. Using your fingers only. Just press it down and you'll get a good impression over here like this. What you do is just take your pencil and mark a rectangle out of it. I'll just tell you once more. Take your paper, line it to the bottom. Start pressing it down all the way to the top and take impression of that LED part. And when you flip it over, you will get a good impression. Just draw a line using the pencil or pen, and you have to cut this piece out. This is the easiest way to do it instead of just taking measurements and everything, and see if it is fitting perfectly or not. If it is not, try to cut it a little. Okay, what I feel is that my paper is a little big from the top side. And now perfectly. So I'll stick this part down and then we switch over to the other end. Use your glue, apply glue on all the sides. How many of you are into craft of your beginners?
I am into crafting. I'm also doing crafting.
Yeah.
I am a racing artist.
Okay. I tried my hands on resin art, but I feel that it's not for me.
Actually, I am into the institute and I want to introduce the crafts also.
Okay. Again, when you are done sticking this, yeah.
I am learning this for just for a
Okay, that's great.
just for a stress relief.
That's a good.
Actually, I make
Crafting
clay
is
with
like
miniatures.
okay. Your name, please. I didn't see.
I'm Ananya.
Anna. Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to see your work. All of yours, but yeah, clay miniatures for sure.
Check out my page. It's Ananya Artistry.
And then we'll flip the frame over. Just share me
Sure.
your link. Just yeah, flip your frame on the other, the same thing. Take your paper, put it down inside the and start pressing it down to the top. And take the lightings. Once you have a good impression, draw the lines and cut scissors. See if it is fitting perfectly. If it's good to go, just stick it down. Okay. Why? Because I'm like working with camera on and I have to take care of all. I can see that this part little uneven. I can see black part when I am like working off camera. Make sure if the black part is visible, it should be evenly visible all through the edge. And if it's not like covering up, the paper is covering up almost all the black part, and if it's visible from one point, I'll just try to hide it up so that it looks seamless. But it's too difficult to like work on camera and get everything perfect. But this thing you have to like take care while working. It's your first frame, so yeah, you are learning, but try to like improve it with the other frames you do in.
How can
Once it's done,
we introduce
all
the
the wall. How can we introduce?
LED light in the frame?
Okay, this is not the part I will be covering up in the workshop because I don't make the frame myself. My carpenter does that for me. Just share a process video on how he assembles everything up. But yeah, no details, nothing. Because I don't make it myself, I can't teach it.
Then how the carpenter?
Now, once the side of the walls, yeah. Sorry.
Procedure no, from the carpenter. Please share the
Yeah,
procedure no.
After the class is completely done, we are done with everything or process video after that.
How did
Okay.
you instruct to hide the black part? If the
Either
paper is
hide
small,
it or
how did
make
you?
no, either just hide it or make sure that it is evenly visible. Not like this, like it's visible from here, then it's visible from here. It should be evenly visible. If you see a black line over here, it should be all through the side and not just one point. That will be finishing to your product. If you can't cover it up and yeah, it's showing, don't worry, let it show, but keep it even. Now we are done with this, we are going to stick a slope. Okay. This one. Now over here, you can either use a sticker paper or you can use a normal paper. That's up to your choice. That's your preference. But because when I started purchasing from Mitsubishi and they were available in like sticker sheets. So I now prefer sticker sheets only instead of using like a normal printout. Because if I have to take a normal printout, it will be on a photo paper. And even though it's a photo paper, and if it's a matte paper, there will be a little gloss, but yeah, that will be there. Even in this one, it's still there, but it's kind of different from that compared to this one. The sticker sheet gloss is a little different as compared to a photo sheet gloss. So that's the reason I prefer sticker sheets for my floorings. I'm getting calls again and again. I'm so sorry for this. Okay. So we know the frame, which is 2 1/8 of an inch, and the width is 16 inches. Because I've given you like half of the sheet, so you won't be able to make a 16-inch wide cut out of it. So what we'll do is we'll cut 2 strips which measures to 1/8 of an inch. Now I have shown you one thing, how to like mark everything up using a ruler and pencil and then cut it. I'll show you this process with a paper trimmer and how the time is saved when we are using a proper tool. I'll take my paper trimmer and put it down. Open the blade, slide my paper inside, and I'll cut strip which is 2 1/8 of an inch wide, like this. And it's done. You don't have to measure anything. Don't have to make line, nothing. You just have to.
Sorry, I don't
I'm
know
so
that
sorry.
one.
I'm so sorry. Okay. So you don't have to measure and you just have to like put your paper inside and cut it
मैम प्लीज आप साइज मेजर
like
करोगे
this.
एक बार हेलो
Sorry.
मैम साइज
हाँ
मेजर
जी.
करिए कि कितना कट करना है
क्योंकि हमने अपना वॉल पैनल बैक का कट किया था, इट वाज 16 इंचेस, तो नीचे का भी 16 ही रहेगा ऑब्वियसली.
ओके
And the
ओके
depth of this one was 2 1/8 of an inch. So yeah, it will remain the same, 2 1/8 of an inch.
ओके ओके मैम
Now, before sticking it into the frame, I just it also. And why I'm using this is because when you're working with a wooden frame, there are wood particles on it. There are paint particles on it. If you're using a chalk paint or a gesso to color it up, there will be chalk particles which are little dusty. And if you're
It's not
directly on
clear.
top of that, the stickiness of the sticker sheet will like. Sorry, voice is not clear.
Yeah, not clear. And your network is bandwidth is low.
Yeah, actually it is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay. Okay. Just
Will you please
a
explain it
moment.
again?
Which part?
Like the brick part which you are showing.
Okay, I'll just explain it again. Okay, so we know the measurements. We'll take the measurement of the bottom part of the frame and we'll cut 2 strips because one will not fit the complete length. Let me take my frame. So the paper I've given you like is this wide, right? So it won't cover up the complete length. So we need 2 strips to cover it up. We'll give a joint and we need 2 strips.
मैम कभी कभी नीचे की साइड में जो ग्रास लगी हुई
The strip measures.
होती है वो कौन सी ग्रास होती है?
Okay. All your queries about any other frame, I'll definitely solve. Now I want to stick to this frame only. Okay. Now I'll take another black sheet. There is the black sheet which we'll be covering the back with, and then there must be some extra sheet inside the package. So use that one. Now, why I don't stick it directly onto the base? The reason is that it is wood. it has a choice. So whenever you stick something, stick like a sticker sheet on top of it, it will like stick to all the particles and come off. The stickiness will reduce. So we need a perfect strength for this. Want that once we have stick it down and we have added things on top of it, later on it comes off like this, because we are going to stick stuff to the floor also, wall and to the floor both. So we don't want anything to like move inside the frame like this later on. So that's the reason we are going to stick it firstly to a black cardstock and then inside the frame. So what I'll do is I'll measure it like this. And then I'll stick my sticker sheet, remove the backing, and I'll stick my sticker sheet onto the black cardstock. Now over here you use also, but because I've like painted it black, I don't want white parts to be visible. So that's the reason black cardstock.
Srishti, I
And I'll
missed
do the
one
same thing
point.
with the other one. Yeah.
That black card you're using from the bigger one only, right?
No, not the bigger one. There is a small the paper package also.
Okay.
Just take the other one also. Like this. And then you can use your scissors to cut it. And make sure you pressed it very nicely so that the sticker sheet sticks nicely to the base cardstock. Okay, my video is not clear, but I am right now doing normal cuts only and no measurements, nothing, just normal cuts. Actually, I'm getting a lot of calls also, so that's why there are this. I'm facing this network issue. Now this piece will go onto one side of the frame, and the remaining will measure it out. Take the ruler, measure out the remaining part, whatever it is for you. Mine is a little less than 6 inches. I'll cut it down to a little less than 6. Measure your own. Don't use my measurements because I'm not sure what size of strip you're using. Yes.
दृष्टि आपकी
Ma'am, video is not clear.
Yeah, I'm working on it. One moment.
मैम ब्लैक शीट जो फोम शीट जैसा है थोड़ा सा थिक वो यूज करना है ना?
फोम शीट जैसा तो
मीन्स
मैंने आपको
जो थोड़ा सा थिक है और एक रोल था और एक पेपर के पैकेट में था वो यूज करना है ना?
हाँ वो दोनों सेम है, बट आपको पेपर के पैकेट वाला यूज करना।
ओके।
Now when you are sticking it down, you have to be sure that there is no black part visible. You have to like join it nicely so that the bottom part is not visible and it's all covered up. We'll handle it, we'll add things over here so it will cover up. But the black parts should still not be visible. Now again repeat this fabric to stick it down.
Now the video is very clear. Compare.
Yeah, switched network.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Okay, so just stick one part and then do the other part. Ensure you press it down nicely so that it sticks well to the base and doesn't come off with time. Use my folder, bone folder to polish everything down. Press everything down nicely. Make sure it is sticking properly and no part is like left with glue. Okay, now one of you have cut the paper a little shorter in height, or by accidentally you have cut your paper a little shorter in height. Solution for that. For example, you can see some uneven parts over here. What is the solution for that? For that, in our homes, where we can see that there is a little border on the wall of the tile, right? So we'll replicate that look inside the frame. The same border, the same floor, which will give a little border onto the sides of on the sides like this. I'll just cut a piece of paper and show you. One more. Just cut 2 strips quickly out of my paper. That you get what I'm talking about. And make sure both are same measurements. Both strips should be of same thickness. Okay, for this, I have these two strips over here. I'll be putting this strip like this onto the back side. So this will give like that border look which we actually see in our homes. And it will also cover up the uneven edges on the bottom. So that are more neat, more complete. So you can do this. And I'll just do it inside this frame. The backing. Now, because we have a paper on the back side, no need for a black sheet. Just align everything to the bottom and press it down. It should be nicely aligned to the bottom, and unless there is no point of, if you're not aligning it to the bottom, there is no point of adding it. Just eyeball it, cut it down to your desired size. Remove the backing. Align it to the side and to the bottom as well. Let's do work. Okay, you can see a little leftover piece over here. I'll hide it up with, so no need to worry about it. And then we have to do the same thing on the sides also, because it won't look nice that you have given a border on the back side, but the are still remaining. So do the same thing for the sides. For the other side too. And again, this is optional. If you want, you can do it. If you don't want, just leave it.
मैम इसके पीछे तो ब्लैक पेपर नहीं लगाना ना?
No, because we are sticking it to a paper only and not the base. If you feel that it's not sticking properly, just remove it and replace it with another piece. Once this is done, your floor and the wall part is all set and ready to work with. Any confusion with this part on sticking the papers, on sticking the floors, anything?
No.
I hope it must be clear.
Ma'am.
Now, with just one part, which we'll be doing, and I'll tell you, you can do it later on also. You have to cover this part up, the back side of the frame, because wooden part is not looking nice. You can definitely paint it up, but when you're using a chalk paint or something and you're not varnishing it properly, it will leave marks on your wall. So don't want that. Your client doesn't want that. So you have to cover it up using something. You can use paint and varnish on top of it, or you can use a black paper. So for this, I'll be using a black paper. I'll just cover whole thing up with glue. And there is this big roll in your kit. You have to cover it up with that. You can do this on your own, and then we'll begin tomorrow with the furniture making and everything. So this part you'll be doing on your own, and the inside is done. Yeah.
Where that we have to stick there also paper?
No, I normally don't prefer
Can you show
sticking
me
anything
full,
over there, but if you want, you can do that.
show me full only? Okay, fine. Ma'am.
Yeah, Srishti,
Thank
if
you so
possible,
much.
just share the links of the scoring board and the paper trimmer, right?
Yeah, I'll do that.
So that I can order it and
I am actually a bit tired,
yeah.
so yeah. I'm a bit tired, so yeah, it will take me some time, but I'll definitely do it today.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Most, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 6, and then we'll begin further with making the furnitures and everything.
Yeah, sure.
I hope you enjoyed today's
Yes,
class.
it was a wonderful
Thank
session.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But can you share today's work photo in a group?
I'll do that.
मैम एक्रेलिक कलर कर
Okay.
सकते हैं ब्लैक बैक में?
बैक में आप कर सकते हो, एक्रेलिक कलर कर सकते हो. एक्रेलिक कलर्स परमानेंट हो जाते हैं, तो इट वोंट लीव मार्क्स. but yeah, I personally prefer paper instead of color.
जेसो भी कर सकते हैं black
onto your wall. I'll show you my wall over here. See.
ओके तो मतलब हम जेसो के ऊपर वार्निश करके नहीं करना ऊपर लगाओ।
जैसों के ऊपर वार्निश कर सकते हो। वार्निश से the
Okay.
paint will seal off, but अगर वार्निश नहीं कर रहे हो तो जैसो खाली जैसो नहीं चलेगा।
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Use this network only for tomorrow. Actually,
I'll
from
fix it
now.
up. I'll fix it up tomorrow. Okay. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Good night. Bye. Good night.